Hey guys, this is Dr. City, and again, wishing you an awesome day. So, what I want to talk about today is basically disaster and recovery. So, what does that actually mean? So, the principle I want to share with you, everything takes time. Now, we're not, obviously, if something suddenly happens like a car accident or a natural disaster, that's a totally different situation. But for 90% of issues, disaster and recovery take time. What does that mean? So let's say someone has something really, let's take a simple issue is like back pain that shoots into their leg. So I've had people come into my office, extreme pain, and we talk about it and everything. And 90 to 99% of the time when I talk to them, they'll say, yeah, this is the worst it's ever been. But then I'll start to say, has it ever been this bad? They go, well, now that I think about it, once in a while I had a back pain issue, but it's never been this bad. So it took time. In some cases, months. Usually what I've actually seen is years of something going on that was neglected, and it just eventually turned into a disaster. Let's apply that principle to something else. Let's say there's a company, showing signs of financial stress. Things are, slowing down and stuff. And then suddenly we hear a company go bankrupt, and we've heard that with some major corporations. It doesn't happen overnight. There was symptoms that things were developing, and usually it's months or years. A relationship where, people get married or whatever happens, and there's these symptoms, and they're not taken care of, and it can end up in a divorce. So the same principle applies. Now let's go on the flip side. I talked about recovery. So let's say someone has the back pain shooting into the leg with obviously the chiropractic, nutrition, exercise, doing right things, getting enough rest, the body can start to recover, but it's going to take time, right? I know we all want that instant fix, but it takes time. It could take weeks, months to even stabilize that person, if not longer. Let's say with a relationship which is really rocky, on the brink of divorce, and then they both make a commitment to say, like, let's work on it. It's not going to be overnight. Of course it's going to take time. And here's the biggest question. How long does it take? And some of my patients ask that. It depends. It depends on, are we talking about a relationship hypothetically where, once in a while they're fighting, or is it at the point they're so mad they don't even talk anymore and it's been years of resentment? Or when I see a patient with a back pain, leg pain, is this something that happened 2 weeks ago? They've had on and off pain for a few months, or is this a 30-year problem that has gotten this bad? So it depends. How long has it been? Time duration, severity, right? You have to look at all those things. So we should be prepared to say that, okay, if this took time to occur, which 99% of things do, the recovery will also take time. Now, if we're smart about it, obviously the recovery should not take as long. Like if you've had a 30-year health issue, it shouldn't take that long, but we know it's going to take time. But we should have that wisdom to say, okay, this makes sense now that I look back. My body was neglecting itself. It gave me this symptom. And we should be also smart enough to say, okay, I'm doing the right things. I'm not expecting instant results. I've had this issue for a while. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. So I think that's a big wisdom and knowledge. And it doesn't apply to health. It applies to anything that you're going through. If you're going through a rough time financially, relationship wise, it's the same principle. It takes time to get there. It takes time to recover. So having that wisdom gives you the patience to say, I know every day if I do the right things, it'll put me in the right direction. So huge concept. I want you to really think about that. Coming up again, Tuesday, December 18th is my New Year, New You class. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. All about setting targets, how to have a great 2019. It is hard to believe that the year is almost over. If you're enjoying these videos, please, the likes, the shares, the comments are always welcome. Means the world to me. And I will be here again tomorrow. God bless.